Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello there, it's Brad. The Empowerography Live Conference 2026 is happening live and in person for the first time here in Toronto in April of 2026. This is your chance to step fully into your power over 2.5 incredible days. You'll hear from 30 plus inspiring speakers, join hands-on workshops, and connect with women from around the world who are ready to grow, learn, and rise together. This isn't just an event. This is an experience that will leave you motivated, empowered, and ready to take action. Seats are limited, so head to my website and secure your spot today. All the information will be in the show notes, and we look forward to seeing you in April. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Erin Saxton. She is a woman who is highly sought after Emmy nominated TV producer, PR expert, and media executive who takes companies, products, and people to the number one spot. She's also the founder of the firm 11 Communications. She's also worked with the incredible Barbara Walters as her producer and protege and received Emmy nominations for the work with Barbara Walters, The Rosie O'Donnell Show, Good Morning America, and The View way back when Barbara started that show. Welcome, Erin. How are you today?
Hey, hi, everyone. Brad, thanks for having me.
It is my honor and my pleasure. I am so excited to dive into this conversation. We are going to have so much fun. I know it's going to go off the rails.
Look, and there she is again, the one hair, everybody in the audience. You know how, like, you just have that one piece of hair? And it's mine, too. It's not even, it's just, yeah. Anyway, whatever.
You look marvelous.
Thank you. That's not the point, but I'm not sure, but thank you. I like making fun of myself because if I do it, then even if you're all thinking it, you can't talk behind my back because I already said it first.
So there. How are you today, Erin?
I'm great. It's right now. So I'm normally a New Jersey girl. Always. Once you're a Jersey girl, you can't ever not be a Jersey girl. But I am currently in the state of Massachusetts. And I'm not sure how far out this will air, but we just got pounded with snow. So like 30 inches. Mm-hmm. And then the other day, like the next day, you're thinking, okay, like we're done. And then another 4 drops. But it's nice and sunny and things are melting. And I don't know, namaste. I'm feeling I don't know.
Zen.
I don't know if Zen's ever a word that would come out of my mouth, but yeah, like in theory, and there it is. But in theory, there it is. You need like a barrette. How are you today?
I am absolutely fantastic and so excited and honored to have you here.
Were you able to sleep last night? You were like, one more sleep till Erin.
Well, exactly. I did not sleep a wink. I was so excited. I just could not sleep. I laid in bed just dreaming of this interview 100%. And so excited for it. Absolutely.
That lands. So to bring everybody into our inside joke, we have not successfully been able to have one serious conversation about anything.
We're about to attempt to do that today. There will be lots of going off the rails and there'll
be lots of opportunities for everyone to realize, wow, I really do take Adderall.
Erin, you have one hell of a resume. You have helped build brands, reputations, and public trust at the highest level. But before all of that, who was Erin before she understood the power of media? And how did you get into working in the world of media? What drew you into it?
True story. Mm-hmm. I always was a big thinker in my head. There's always this talk track. Right. So this is what I mean. I'm trying to answer you honestly. Everybody, look, can you type in the comments? Like that girl was trying to answer. She was showing up. She was respecting Brad.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
So I always have this running narration in my head. I don't know what it's called. It's not, I think it's what stand-up comics must have. That observational, I'm cracking myself up or having moments all the time. So what I was able to do from an early age, kindergarten, was make these observations and say things in such a way that no one was offended. And I definitely wasn't making fun of anybody, because I still don't. I'll make fun of a situation and I'll always make fun of myself because it's a deflection. But what that allowed me to do was automatically, I could tell by people's reactions of what I was saying that I saw the world just a little differently than them. And I liked that because, listen, nobody has the same reality, right? We just have perception. So even right now, you and I are, one would think we're having a same sitting by this. I just hit this, by the way. So if you could see, I'm wedged in this corner in this Airbnb. I'm like on the bus but it's good light here and hopefully it's working. But I'll show you around in a second. But so I thought, I don't know what that is. But I found out then moving forward to 8th grade, there was a girl. She was visiting our family, friends of family. We're all on the beach. And she was just a beauty inside and out. She was twinkly.
Yep.
And somebody said to her, like, and she was many years older. So they said, what are you going to study in college? And I was like, study in college? Oh. And she said, oh, I'm going to do speech communications. So I said, what many people still say now, what is that? And so she answered, and I was like, oh, me too. What made sense was in between the early days and the beach revelation moment, what I found myself doing was on the public access channel on TV, at least in my town, was like all the bulletin boards. So like potluck supper, pancake breakfast, the Weeblos have their car race and it would scroll and it would be on so I started standing in front of my TV, reading it. And my game was to try to get through it, not stutter or stumble before it went, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden, now I'm like, duh, I was doing prompter. I was doing the teleprompter for TV, right? So there are these little flashes of it all. Then I needed my family to come and listen to me do this.
Right.
Because then I wanted to do it in a way where I was like speaking. And I guess that's just slowly but surely I did that. And when I was a senior in college, this story is almost over, I promise. I had an opportunity. My school was a small school in Pennsylvania, and internships were just becoming popular to do. Not as popular as now, but I was like, obviously I need to get one. They wanted to send me to either Howard Stern, who at the time had like his local broadcast WOR in the New York, New Jersey area. And the girls were in bikinis with Snapple. It was like, he wasn't quite the shock jock yet, but he was, I don't know, like he was something. And I wasn't hot and I wasn't like tapped into sexuality. So I think I automatically thought, oh, I wouldn't know what to do with myself there. No less learn something. And then the other one was like this local, I think it was Blue Ridge Cable Company. And in hindsight, that would have been fine, right? That would have been fine. But that wasn't good enough for me. I heard myself say. So we are big networkers. And I will network and make friends when I'm standing online at a grocery store, not because they can help me, but because maybe I can help them, or even more fun, I love to be that Chuck Woolery matchmaker where I'm like, oh, you have to meet Brad Walsh. And then I get it to put it together. there's something about that I really love. So through our family's networking, I had an opportunity to apply for an internship at Good Morning America. And it wasn't anything more than, we'll interview you. And I didn't know at the time I could like maybe sleep with people to totally land the interview. So I didn't know. That was Me Too was not even like there wasn't even a thing. I'm offending so many people, I'm sure. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
No, come on, people. Like, let's have some fun with it.
We can. Sure, why not? We ran into some technical difficulties. You lost me? We're back? Okay. Yeah. We ran into some technical difficulties here, so we had to jump off and jump back on again. So here we are again. Part
and
two.
Your refrigerator.
Yeah. Take 2. Erin has a new background for those of you who are watching the episode. So
I have tried with a computer to walk in. They're doing landline. They're laying like I guess all the cable, and it's messing up this. So yeah. Here I am.
Here we are. You're very close to grab a drink if you need it, or a snack while we're recording. Yeah, there you go.
Ice cream?
Sure. What kind you got?
I've got a lot in there.
All right. So you stepped into television at a time when shows, as you were saying, Good Morning America, Rosie O'Donnell, The View, they weren't just programs. They were like daily rituals in people's lives.
Yeah.
When you first entered that environment, what struck you the most about the responsibility that came with that huge reach?
I knew I was contributing to something special, and I built the research library for Good Morning America, and we were moving buildings during my internship time. And because I scheduled my internship there, I think I was there 5 days a week. So other students were there like Monday, Tuesday, but because I was for that department that I ended up being in 5 days, I guess I got the task of overseeing it, and I'm pretty organized. So that was special because I knew at that time, computers weren't what we have now, right? We were clipping newspapers, putting them into folders. It was like back in the caveman days, right?
I was going to say the dinosaur ages.
If you saw something interesting, you were needing to clip it. So there was a whole research department in charge of that. And then there needed to be a great system. So then when the producers were building their segments and their stories and getting their research, this truly became the internet, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
But it was just like paper dolls, cutting out paper dolls. It's the paper doll internet. So that's how we used to do it back in the day. So I felt like I was really contributing to that. The other profound thing was I was on the set, and I was there when Joan London and Charlie Gibson were there, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they said something about, Joan said, Charlie, there's 3 of our interns. Like, how cute are they? And it was myself, Anthony, and Cammie, I remember. And I thought, oh, that's so nice because we're not getting paid and we're working a lot and we're even bringing our own lunches. And I say it's thankless, but it's not like you're not bathing.
It's certainly not glamorous.
No. Did I mention I'm clipping newspapers? Yeah. What happened though, Brad, instead of us just, all of these people turned and you saw this New York, like, vibe at you. Like, and I was like, ew, how competitive are you guys? You can't even handle, I'm like 20 years old. And then I thought, oh, you guys are like, they were jealous or envious or whatever because they weren't getting noticed. I don't even know who they were.
Yeah.
They weren't the producers of Good Morning America because they were all downstairs. So it wasn't our staff, but it was like, I don't know who these people were, but they were people that wanted to be there, thought they were cool for being there, but they didn't get called out. The kids did, and then they hated us for it. And I thought, oh, okay, now I'm never leaving. Because if that's what happens, and you all are trying to claw your way back to the point where you're like jealous of 20-year-olds, that's gross. So that tells me something, context clue, I'm not leaving. So I didn't. I just stayed in the industry instead of, I wanted to be on camera.
Yeah. Did you know that very early on? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the teleprompter. And
Yeah.
I really did. I thought that I had a unique way of being able to talk to people, that people tell me stuff. And but I didn't want to be like there's a bank robbery on Sycamore in Maine. I was more of a lifestyle at the time. What I didn't know is I wanted to probably be a daytime TV talk show host. I just wanted to be like somebody fun, like goofy, like who you would hang out with at the family parties. And I can't believe Erin just said that out loud, but she's right. And it's funny. Unfortunately, because of being able to rise so quickly at a young age, I didn't have to, I was on such a fast track to become a producer that at that point you're needing the best of the best to acknowledge that you too should be on camera.
Right.
And that's like being at the Grammys singing and expecting somebody to say, out of all of these people, oh my God, out of all of these people, it is you who has the voice of an angel. Just doesn't really happen that way, Brad.
Yes.
So if I had to do it all over again, I don't know. I probably would have schmozzled and given it a better try to be on camera.
Was there a moment then early on in the career that you realized this isn't just television, this is like cultural influence, these shows you were working on and being in that space?
I didn't think of it like that. I didn't think of it like, I thought of it as a business. I did not think of it like we have a responsibility to report on the story. Like it was, I saw standards and practices. I saw how much commercial time cost. I saw we have to beat out the other shows in the ratings. Like to me, gone long ago is the journalistic responsibility of telling a story versus, that was already gone by the time I think I got there. And I say that a nice day is when you get the highest ratings, you have told the story in a unique way, and you helped somebody. I always want to help somebody,
right?
Or call light. But and I'm also, let's keep in mind, we just listed my shows, right? So I'm not an investigative reporter with the Times or whatever, and I'm not speaking for other members of the media, like just me.
Yeah,
I'm saying for me, where I was, it was just me trying to get them to talk about something that they haven't talked about anywhere else, and for my segments to make talk soup or the late night talk shows. Really. Or being made fun of on Saturday Night Live, which I accomplished all of that.
Did you?
I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah.
You should be.
Yes. But yes. So that's the game we were playing.
I love it. So if someone could sit in the control room with you during one of those broadcasts, what would surprise them the most about how stories are shaped and before they even reach the public? Like the whole behind the scenes thing.
What would surprise them the most is that I'm not in the control room. I was down on the floor next to the cameraman with headsets on. I would be writing the questions that I want each of the hosts to say. They, of course, can change it. But if you know your talent very well, you can write like them if you're a good producer. So really, they shouldn't be changing it. I think they'd be surprised to see how much work goes into even some of the giggly type segments. We plan weeks in advance in many cases of what is going to be said, or do you have a topic you want to talk about? Now you need to find a personality to like make it shine. Or do you have a person and they're a little dull, and now you need to make them shine because somebody's making you do this segment. It's true. You never know.
I believe you.
Yep. So either way, it takes a lot of work.
For sure. And people have no clue about how much work goes into it.
Right. There was one time I was interviewing people, and it was like a really loving story about, I don't knows, leading into, I'm going to say Mother's Day or I don't know, something like that. And there was like a calendar, and I think there was like a charity back to it. And just, it was supposed to be just a little mini segment. And so they sent me different families in different months.
Yeah.
And the one mom and daughter came, I don't know what month they were, and she started speaking and she didn't have any teeth. And then nothing here, but then one or two here. So then she had a tooth here. And now I didn't need her to say much during the segment. And so I quickly go to my office and I look at the calendar. I'm like, how did I miss this? Because I talked to her on the phone. I didn't hear any air whistling in between her teeth. But what am I going to do? So on the old time talk shows like the Maury Povich or whatever, apparently they used to have a dentist on standing by.
No, come on.
Swear it. They used to have a dentist standing by when they do the paternity test and they do those baby reveal.
And then the fights break out on stage.
So they'd have a dentist standing by for like quick temporaries. This is The View.
Yeah.
We don't do segments like that at the time. They definitely don't do segments like that. Now, I don't have a dentist to call. And we're on air in 20 minutes. So I changed the questions. I went up to the control room and I told the director discreetly, here's my problem. So he took the crane. It's like a jib, like it's a crane. So we have 3 cameras and then a crane. So what's nice is I got you. So we went close up when she wasn't talking. We went to a 2-shot when she started talking, pulled it back. He then went up to the jib for a 3rd shot. He just toggled quickly. And then it was the daughter's turn and she had teeth.
So it all worked out.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah, a mouthful of teeth as opposed to the toothless mother.
You can't make it up.
You can't. You cannot make this shit up.
That night and your friends are like, oh, I can't believe like I got my status report. They're like, how was your day? I'm like, and millions of people see my day at the office.
Yeah.
Status report.
I got to interview a toothless mother and her daughter. Laugh at your day.
I'll see you a status report and raise you a toothless mother. Colin, hold my beer. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
What's the unseen work that goes into creating a space where someone feels safe enough to tell the truth? Interviews look effortless on TV.
Yeah. For me, it's in the pre-interview. When I was working like that, it's the rapport and building the relationship between myself and whom I was speaking to. But it's delicate then because I'm then not the one that's really going to be asking them those questions. Now, a stranger who everybody knows is asking them the questions. If it's Barbara, heck, they want that. They signed up for it.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody else, I think by the time you get to a show like The View or Good Morning America, Today Show, any show like that, you're not avoiding telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's why you're there. So if you're not going to talk about it, then we won't book you.
Why show up?
Know? And we're not here to coddle.
Yeah.
But you want somebody to feel like they're not being used or taken advantage of. And so that's the touch points that a producer and then that support staff needs to have. And then the reputation of the show.
Yeah.
And that's where the creators, that's where the Barbara Walters and the Bill Getty came from. They were just very honorable. They didn't screw over guests necessarily. Barbara might go for the killer question, but again, you wanted a Barbara Walters interview,
So this is what you signed up for.
Yeah. You get what you get and you don't get upset. So that's just that. But for the most part, everybody came to play because they knew they needed to do it or say it for whatever reason.
Yeah. How did you enjoy doing those pre-interviews with the people? Did you enjoy that part of the job?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not to Donald Trump, Luther Vandross. Thousands of people I've spoken to, known, not known. I've seen beauty designers send me samples of stuff. And I'm like, this is going to go.
Yeah.
This is hot.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it did. Maybe 7 years later, but there it is. I saw it. I was like, God, I should have bought stock, except it was in a homemade mason jar at the time. There was no stock to buy. That's how early on people were sending me their products and stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Here's my mango body butter. Okay.
7 years later, it blows up. It's all over the place.
Yeah. And it did. But anyway.
So
what do you do?
Yeah. Speaking of Barbara, that you learned under Barbara Walters. So she was known for asking questions others were afraid to ask. What did she model about preparation and precision that changed the way that you approached producing?
I feel like I just do it exactly like she does. And I was already doing that before I met her in my own way. And I think that's because of my mom. So my mom and Barbara have very similar personalities. They're tough. And my mom is a quick read, a quick study, and she'll speak as if she knows the answer. Now I'm realizing like maybe she didn't know the answer, but she said it as if she did. So I was just like, so you had to be ready when you spoke to Barbara, because Barbara would ask questions. Barbara, like the night before the show, there would be packets and they'd get emailed or messengered, and they'd be our research packets, and we'd be typing up our notes, or we would transcribe our pre-interview. Now, I'm sure they do it. I know they do it a lot differently now, but this is old days. So just keep that in mind. And so I try to ask the best, most interesting, intriguing questions possible because I wanted to dig as far down as I could go. And then maybe that would allow my hosts to dig deeper and get an even better answer rather than everybody starting with surface stuff, which is, so I tried, especially when it was a barber interview, I tried to get really deep. And because then I thought, then she can really drive it home.
Yeah.
And so she wrote a book called How to Talk to Anybody About Almost Anything. And I was raised the same way. Truly, my mom would say, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. She's, Erin, I'm positive with your personality, you can say anything to anybody. How you say it will make all the difference. And she's right. I really feel, and I've had to deliver some whopper news to people, like not good.
Yeah.
Especially now, once I left TV and I help people get on TV and get into media and magazines and stuff. Sometimes I really have to tell them things, share with them things, so they have an opportunity to get to the next level so they can get to where they feel they belong.
Right.
A lot of people feel they already belong in a much higher stratosphere of fame than they truly warrant. And everybody thinks their baby is beautiful.
Yeah. Seinfeld.
Everybody thinks their baby's beautiful. There's a lot of ugly babies out there, right? So it's just how it is, like, meaning not real babies. All babies are adorable, but like your book idea, your app idea, your customer service strategy, your keynote, whatever you all think you have, I guarantee you're the one that thinks it's the best.
Yeah, of course. You birthed it.
But not everybody will agree with you, but you guys think everyone does agree with you. And they don't. They're just not brave enough to tell you. And I feel like that is the disservice, because if there's aspects to it that are really good, then why not have a real conversation? Because this really could be really good.
Yeah.
But so many people, just because that person's paying them money, or they want to be like, oh, okay. And so unfortunately, I feel like I'm always the one telling the emperor he doesn't have clothes on. But at the end of the story, I hand him a blanket and I go have lunch with the guy. It's everybody else that let him walk by all that time naked.
Yeah.
They're not helping themselves even.
No.
And they're then doing a disservice to our industry. So I'd like to think that everybody tries to say it. And now there's people that say things and the clients know. And that's probably happening more these days than my prior example. The client is just, nope, this is great. So then what do? I then don't sign them on as a client.
I was just going to say, you don't sign them because you don't want to deal with that. Why would you?
No way. But I work for myself and I have put in my time.
Yeah.
But if I'm working for an agency and I need to close that business and I need that money, that referral check to put food on my table, I see where they're going with that.
Yeah.
And maybe they could chip away at it. Maybe they can soften the rough edges of the client. And most of the time they can and they will and they do. But it's the client, will they ever be happy enough?
Right.
Will they walk away from that marketing or PR campaign saying that was the best? It's only going to be the best if they get the experience they daydream about. And my reality is what a client daydreams most about takes a long time to achieve. It's achievable.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time to achieve, and clients don't really have a lot of patience. And I get it. I would be the worst client ever, by the way.
What would you say was one of the most valuable lessons you learned under Barbara?
I really do think it's all about the communication and being comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that if I really just like sleeping well at night.
That's always a good thing.
I don't like getting that stomach ache where I didn't communicate well. I learned to be very thorough and I learned to think ahead and anticipate what could go wrong or right and then what. So it sounds completely kooky, but I'll go down the segment or anything and I'll think, they say this, they say that, I'll say that. If they say that, I'm going to say that. Like I pre-fight.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I need a therapist. But, or I'll pre-celebrate. They say this, they say that, I do this. This happens, I do that. So then all of a sudden the champagne is at the green room already. So you can't just shut it off and only live in la land for the good things. And a lot of marketing and PR is crisis management.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, whereas I'm not like, it's not a personal fight, but I'm like, okay, if they said this, oh. And then, so I don't like being thrown off guard. It's not even a control thing. I think it's more of a preparedness.
Yeah, preparedness. Preparedness. Yep.
Thing. And I think that's what Barbara, because when you play it all out, again, you've dug deep enough. So then if something arises, then you could say, now, wait a second. This is why we discussed blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So where was da-da during that conversation?
There you go.
And the clients, I didn't think you needed to know about the da-da. And I'm like, oh, but I did.
Of course I did.
Of course I did, because dun-dun happens.
Do you have a favorite Barbara story or favorite Barbara moment?
There's just so many. She didn't really ask Katharine Hepburn what kind of tree she wanted to be. She did, but Katharine really joined it in there. She was like, I'm not saying I want to be like, what kind of tree would I be? And then Barbara's like, you can't dangle that in front. So Barbara's like, wait, what kind of tree would you be? And so everybody just thinks of that, right? My favorite personal Barbara story, I have a few. There's a few I can't say on it. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
But the one that is cute is that it was my birthday with Barbara. And I'm around the same age as Jackie, her daughter. And she's like, Erin. And I was filling in for her assistant who was out. So I was like, not really my job. So I was always nervous because you'd answer the phone and you'd be like, hi, Barbara Walters' office. Hey, is this Monica? Hey, Ross Perot here. And you're like, Ross Perot, right? And all of these, like, just personally calling, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And I remember having to fill in on my birthday, she has two offices, the productions office, which is like blocks away, and then her office at 2020. And that's where her two assistants would sit. And they were so good at what they did. So you don't want to fill in for them. Oh my gosh. And they all know shorthand because she talks so fast. I don't. So I'm like, so I'm just like constantly nervous, and it's my birthday. So I hear from her office, Erin. I said, yes. She's, it's your birthday. I said, I know. She's like, let's celebrate. I said, okay, what do you want to do? She's like, let's get pizza for lunch. And I'm like, yes, let's get pizza. So she orders it, or has somebody else order it or whatever. It shows up. It's the dough and a little tomato sauce and just raw vegetables in it, not baked, no cheese. And I'm like, this is like a lean cuisine microwavable. What is this? And she's, oh, this is delicious. And I'm like, I do this and all the vegetables fall off. Like anyway, but I loved it because that was her splurge. She was starving me. That was her splurge. Yeah. And she wanted to celebrate with me. And she sat with me and we just talked. Yeah. And that was truly the gift, not the pizza.
Obviously not the pizza.
We just talked. And then we hit the ground sprinting and went back to work. But it was special. I really loved working for her and missed her a lot.
Yeah. Did you stay in contact with her after you left?
So when I left The View and I started my first and subsequent second marketing and public relations agency, I would bring clients to all the different TV shows or magazines. And so I would see her a lot when I was there with a client that was going to be on camera.
Right.
And then she went into retirement and so I didn't see her all that much. And my company shifted a little bit. So I hadn't seen her for a few years prior to her passing, unfortunately.
Yeah. So walking away from that major network success to build your own firms, that's not just a career pivot. That's a huge power decision to make. What did you see missing in the industry that made you say, I've got to build things differently here?
I just saw a lack of awareness of what we as an industry were really looking for. And no one was telling people, like no one was communicating with PR firms what would make us happy. So we were getting these one size fits all pitches, and they would be on topics that we would never cover on this show. So then the PR firm would call, and I ended up would say, this is more of a CNN pitch.
Right.
This is more of something like a Morning Joe, or we don't do stock ticker like that. We don't. So what? And then I would say to some of them, because some of them got snarky, have you watched our show? And then they say, how do you expect me to watch your show? I'm working all day. And I would say, I get that. But if your job is about pitching the show, call me crazy, but I'm thinking you would watch the show. So you knew, right?
The subject matter, the stories that we do.
And it's not just one person, Brad, like a lot of people would do that. Yeah. So finally I was like, do you want me to buy you a TV? Like I tried to help everyone. I'm sassy during this interview, but like when I'm in the real moment with people and in earnest, they're like, and like this one woman pitched me 6 different times about like this certain type of wheelchair. So she kept reworking the pitch and she'd send it back to me. And I'm like, it's just not right for our show. So then she said, she tried to do it.
Erin, can I just ask, what show was this that she was trying to pitch for? Oh, The View. Okay.
The View.
All right.
And she wanted to just have this wheelchair thing be on there. And I'm like, we weren't even doing like product demos. Like the problem wasn't the wheelchair. The problem was her and how she would position said wheelchair. She could have botched up a flower like pot, like honestly, or a chocolate chip cookie. The woman, and I would give her feedback and she'd resend it. And it would be even way more off base. So finally, after 6 times, I was like, am I like a writing coach at this point? Finally, I said, I have to be honest with you. Like, I've given you a lot of time. Most people like just don't get called back.
Yeah.
Like I really tried to call people back and I tried.
Yeah.
So finally she was like, I think you're just discriminating because this is a wheelchair. And I'm like, now I'm mad. You know why? My father was in a wheelchair for over a year. He lived at Sloan Kettering or Kessler. Yes, Kessler. Huge accident. I wheeled him around. I'm like, oh no, it's not the wheelchair. It's not even people who need the wheelchair. If you told the better story, I probably would have bought the wheelchair from you by now. But you're stinky at what you do. So then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I'm like, I think you're a bully of people who like, so I was like, this is insane. It was then that I was like, somebody really needs to, what you pitched to CNN is not what you pitched to Drew Barrymore.
No.
Ever.
No. Anyone.
It could be in the same company. Like it could be, right?
Yep.
It could be like science technology of blue glasses and the effect of cataract surgery, like CNN.
Yeah.
You do a reader's fashion show going down the runway, a Drew Barrymore.
Right.
Right? No stats, no sizzle for Drew. You go real like that. So that doesn't mean this can't be on all these different programs, but to send a one size fits all across the board is a mistake. And hopefully they don't do that a lot.
The approach has to be different for each show you're pitching.
Or written in a way where it could lead to a follow-up conversation, which is what I try to do lately with what I'm working on with that other program that I'm doing. And then even with my clients, like I might just send out an introductory letter saying, we've got if any of this interests you.
Yeah.
So I might include like at least it's just an opening. Hey, that's much better than writing in an assumptive voice that this show or this magazine. Can you imagine like Women's World talking about, I can't even give you an example, but you know,
it has to be aligned.
How to roll the perfect Cuban cigar and do your back and bi lat workout.
No, it's not going to fly.
Not really.
So being the founder of 11 Communications, can you tell us everything about the business, when you founded it, what it's all about, what inspired the overall mission?
My first company was called the Idea Network, but I sold that. And that company, but it's the same answer. So the Idea Network and 11 Communications, the point has always been to help bridge the gap between the media, which now you have podcasts, you have everything, not just of you, not just Oprah, right? Like you have the media and anybody who needs to be in the media or have their product or their thoughts in the media. And I literally have made a career out of being the one, because I can speak this language, but I feel their pain points.
Right.
And that's literally what my team and I have been doing for decades, like over 25 years.
You are the bridge.
I'm the bridge. I'm the bridge. And I love speaking on stages. I love giving keynotes. I love doing breakout sessions. I love helping people find their niche. I love writing marketing plans. I don't need to stay on board with people. A lot of people just assume they can't afford being pitched to the media, or they can't afford having an executive like myself or any of my colleagues to help them with. It's doable. You just have to people need to ask the right questions. And I want to encourage that, because if we're all our own expert, and let's say we all have families, or we have friends and busy times in lives, or philanthropic duties, and now all of a sudden we have this idea.
Yeah.
When are you going to learn how to market, do PR, pitch the media, advertising, then boost on social media? Like, when are you supposed to do all that for this? You're busy enough just creating this, and there's a good chance you're getting paid, because that might be a side hustle.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like how, and the person who does it all, I give them a lot of credit. I just don't know how that gets done. But what bothers me is that if they do hire out, I'm not in love with the price tags of what our industry is costing these days. And yet it's so much work for marketing and public relations agencies to do all of this, that they're worth every darn penny. But it still bothers me because there's no guarantees. And some people are like, I've had people that are like, okay, I'm going to go into my daughter Andrea's college fund, because do you believe in this book? Because I do. And I'm like, time out. Nope. No. Second mortgages, line of credit on your home. Yep.
So you will flat out tell them, no, we're not doing that. That's not how I work. That's not how I operate.
No.
That's incredible, though. I think that's absolutely phenomenal that you do that you're that upfront and honest with people, that you're not in it just to make money. You are in it to truly fucking help people. Whereas I would imagine your typical PR firm would just say, okay, give us the money. I don't care where it comes from.
I want to think that everybody's really nice, but I am Pollyanna. I can't do it. I've never done it.
And so how does that conversation go then when you say, no,
not good with my accountant? It doesn't go good with my accountant,
but
that's for sure.
How does it go with the client?
It doesn't. I say, you can't do that. You can't do that. They're like, why? I said, because you're never going to sell enough books to put that money back in school. You're not going to get rich by selling books. You're going to get rich by how you market the media you get from the book. That's a long play. And then you might get a speaking engagement for $10,000, but you're talking about taking out $80,000. How old's your daughter?
You must have to put a lot of pin in people's fucking.
That's what I'm saying,
right? Like they, as you said earlier, they come in with these big, huge. I'm going to be over here. No, you're not ready for even cable TV yet. Let's slow your roll a little bit.
And it makes me sad. But then when they hang up with me, I think they know I've protected them. And I say to them, just because I'm saying don't take money out of your kid's account does not mean don't try and promote this. I would say, hear me. One is not the other. They're not attached. This is just that. Don't do that. Now, what can you do without that? What's your budget? And it's probably not me, right?
Yeah.
It's probably more guerrilla marketing, this or that or whatever. But then I said, so we would go through it and she'd have tactics she could do. I go, there you go. That's actionable. And you're not doing anything that you all work so hard to get that money in there. Don't do that, because this isn't.
Expectations sounds like it's most of your job, to be real.
And that's the thing too. And when it comes to sending pitches out to the media, everybody also thinks, okay, you're pitching 20 media outlets. So what do you think? I'm going to get like 19? And I'm like, and that's a conversation you have to have because let's say they're not stealing from their kids or they're pulling out
college funds. Yeah.
You're then realizing there's a disconnect between their expectations. Again, they think their baby is beautiful and they don't know how difficult it is to get media placements, which means you need to, in my opinion, pitch volume
Yeah.
and steady.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game, like telemarketing.
Right.
But like with class, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
With a capital K.
I think there's usually like an 8 to 10% return on pitching. So, for your 20 outlets, if I pitch 20, I'm getting 0 to 2 placements, and I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you better be too. I'm kidding. You know what I mean? But then early on, I didn't know to have that conversation with people.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I got somebody on from the 20. I don't know why 20 I'm using, but I got 11.
Wow.
I was so braggadocious, but I was so like mic drop. And that person said, great, so what's next? I'm like, a new retainer and a new check because I just slayed this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm coming across sincere to your audience, but I like protecting people.
You are. That's it.
And there's ways to get your brand out in marketing. It's not hopeless at all. You just need the right person to guide you. You can do it yourself. You don't have to. There's ways of getting things out. There's ways to do it without you having to learn everything.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So many people want the exposure, but few are probably actually ready for it. How do you know when someone is prepared to be seen versus visibility will expose them?
So it's in my first conversation with them, or when 8 seconds, we form an opinion, right? So in my first 8 seconds on this show, your audience were like, they thought something. And I doubt that I changed their mind since, right? So they thought something. So I too get that. And so when I look at people's social media, LinkedIn, Insta, when I look at all that, I get a quick, I go to their website, and then I already know, because then they'll probably have video. And we all are producers these days, right? Like we all can make video.
Yep.
And we should, I don't want to should on this interview, but we all should be creating content like that. So when a member of the media goes and checks you out, what are they seeing in the first 8 seconds? And that's what you all need to look at. And then if you get on the phone with them, you have to talk as if you are in the interview.
Right.
And then you'll know if they're ready. And they may not be ready for national TV, but they might be ready for some like local. And then you have to say, hey, you know what? I'd like to see you go after, and you'd pick some markets like, you wouldn't even say Boston or Chicago, because that's too. And New York is our national, though we have local, it's the same.
Yeah.
So you might say, I don't know. I don't even want to, you might just want to say something a little more chill.
Yeah.
That they can do that. And then they practice, or start doing more video podcasts and practice and get that going. I want everybody to do as much media as possible. Like I said, it's a volume play.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to take those placements and edit them and market them out. Even if 2 people or 0 people listened or watched that podcast, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's something that you can feed the machine, and it gives you a reason to talk to your existing audience or the audience, all the friends you just haven't met yet. Yeah.
I love it. In a world flooded with content, what does it take now to earn attention instead of just renting it?
I think a unique perspective. I think a take on a slant on something that's different, delivering it in a way that is easily digestible, but yet something that hasn't been served and doesn't feel over franchised. Originality is still the name of the game.
Yeah. What would you say is one of the biggest lies people believe about getting media attention?
The biggest lies? That it costs a lot of money.
Working with you does not, as you and I have talked about, compared to PR agencies, the normal PR agencies.
I'm trying to change that. And I don't know if you're leading me into that answer, but
Both. Go. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So my retainers are usually anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000 a
Okay.
month. I like to work with people for at least 4 months. If I don't have traction after that, I fire myself. I will do big marketing reports, and where you'll hire me for 4 hours, and then I will go and create like a 30-page plan and then give it back to you. And we don't have to work again. I'll also work with people on a lower budget where we all meet as a group every, let's say, Monday, twice a month. And it could be $500 or it could be $100. And I just try to fill it with a group, and I'll do a little lesson, and then I'll answer questions, first come, first serve. And then I'll see you in 2 weeks and we'll do it again. So I try to create programs where I meet people at different price points. But if somebody's calling me and wanting my staff to pitch the media, then they're really going to need to pay that heftier price. And I'm coming across a lot of people that have never hired media before, so they don't know the cost.
Right.
They're shocked by what the fee would be. And so my colleagues and I, 2 business partners and I, created now my dogs we're going to just take a little moment for 1 second. Hold on, because they're going to start barking. Hi, I'm on a media interview. Okay. I was afraid Sally would bark. Okay. So basically, I was starting to not want to take on media pitching campaigns because they would want 20 placements. They would want them all to be Oprah and nothing less than Oprah.
Top tier, yeah.
Top tier. And that's just a grind, and it's difficult. And then if they didn't have it marketed correctly, sometimes the right media placement won't even propel you. It needs to be all in a machine. So I was having a conversation with my one business partner, Chad, and I said, I feel like I'm going to get out of the pitching industry. I like coming up with the plans and stuff like that. And he's like, what's bothering you? I said, I just don't want to charge $10,000 anymore and not feel like people are super excited. And yet we are one of the firms that really do great work. But I feel like so sensitive about it that if I don't get them the top and that's what they want, I'm not thick skin enough for that.
Right.
So I said, now, if it could be a much lower price point and we can go after all the media. The joke is there's so much media that people just went after all of that media. They would be so busy. They would be popular. They would be doing media interviews, and they wouldn't care if they got on Super Soul Sunday.
Like just a blitz out to everybody.
Yes. Just volume, bring it on, more touch points. And then one day, that's how the big boys hear about you.
You get on the lower tier ones that then elevate you or amplify your message.
But at $10,000 a month, you're not going to be able to afford to pitch all of that, because that just takes a long time. So what we did last summer is we created a program called Pitch Me to Media.
Okay.
And it's pitchmetomedia.com. And it's a platform. So I work with people early on. I help with the hooks. I help with, like, you write your pitch letter.
Yeah.
Like the wheelchair lady. I'm helping.
Did you? Yeah, I was going to say you help them write the pitch letter.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then I recommend what I think is unique about it. If you sign up for the year, you have more time with Chad and I, and it's still in a group, but everybody gets their spotlight time. We also do 3-month. So it's a little more of an intensive.
Right.
And so you might not get as many meetings, but you definitely get some touch points. And then my team custom designs your media pitch list, because I have a media database.
Right.
They don't. There's no way they're spending that money. It's a lot of money. I have every media outlet. So I consult that, and then I figure out what to pitch and when, and then I just use that as a guide and a basis. And then my team has its own other separate thing of how they send out their stuff. But it's custom design. And then the client, it's their inbox. It's from their email. We're not their PR firm. then they start booking themselves. Like an email will go out, the pitch will go out. Somebody will reply back. Sounds great. What's your schedule? Joe Smith's, oh my gosh, I'm talking to the media.
Yeah.
You book yourself. We're out. Like
hands off.
We're not the PR firm. But for 3 months, it's $3,997. For 12 months, it's under $10,000.
Holy shit. And
it's just like my retainer's $10,000.
Right.
And now you'll get me for the first 2 months in that group. And then my team for the rest of the 8 months for my 1 month retainer.
That's pretty incredible. Absolutely.
Thank you. I think that.
And then Erin's happier because you're not feeling like you're letting people down and you're helping people. So just to be clear, so you help them create the pitch letter. Does your team start sending it out to the media outlets and then the responses go back to the client, or does the client have to send out?
No, we have it uploaded. We have a machine, a monster.
Okay.
We haven't named the monster yet, but it's a friendly monster.
It's a kind.
And what I like about this is the consistency in which we send out the pitches and the cadence. If you really start talking to PR firms, and this is not to leave out PR firms.
Right.
I am one. It's just to help those people that wouldn't ever be able to hire them. I'd rather these people save the bigger money for when you want the more strategic pitches that for those big magazines, for those shows. Like, you don't need to pay a big PR firm like me to get you $10,000 a month to get you on like mid-sized podcasts.
Right.
And I know there's other companies that do it, but they don't do it. We're not AI. We're not.
Yeah.
We are me.
Yeah.
And we are making our own show selections, and our machine sends it out. We say when they're doing it. And I think you will find that we pitch more consistently than the human that is supposed to pitch it, even on my firm.
Right. But do you go, I would imagine you strategically go through what shows, magazines to match up with each of the clients, or is it just a blitz, like a whole?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Very strategic.
There'll be some crossover, of course.
Yeah.
But, if it's a women's general interest story, of course there's going to be crossover versus somebody who is a women's weight loss product.
Right.
Okay. That could be a similar list, but it's not like a plug in. No, everybody gets their own, and they write their pitch letter and I just read it and we'll just help it along and just go from there. Yeah.
Perfect it.
Because I need them to feel what their pitch is.
Yeah. You just help them massage it. You massage it for them or with them.
Because the media will email them back and maybe ask questions. So if I do all the writing,
I don't know.
I'm not answering that call. So this way they'll be able to they'll know why they're saying this.
Yeah.
I'm telling them why they're saying this, or they're telling me something. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You got to put that in. So it's like this hybrid program that we can offer for as low of a price as we can, because all of that costs money, like programmers and the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So this was our solution.
Amazing. We'll put all the links in the show notes when we publish the episode to get you connections. And I think it's amazing. I just love the way you're doing it, because you're not in it. Yes, of course, you're in it to make money, your business, but you're not in it to gouge people. No, that's not what it's about. It's about truly helping people.
Yeah. This could put me out of business, I think.
Nah.
Maybe.
Not gonna happen.
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? If I have more people that want to just sign up for that, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also could work with PR firms as well. This easily could be a B2B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're a single PR firm, like a single, or there's just 2 or 3 of you in the office and you want to scale your business, you're like, or you're a publisher and you want to provide an extra service, like, great.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we'll white label, but like we can work it out and then you could add in and bundle us. Flow from Progressive. You could bundle us.
Those commercials, so funny.
I love it.
Yeah. Looking across your career from television to entrepreneurship, how has your understanding of leadership evolved?
I just still think it's about being able to say the right thing in the right way at the right time to the right people and hope it lands. To me, that's a leader's also the one for me that rolls up their sleeves and doesn't just talk. They do. That's how I was raised. That's how we did it in every job I've had. And that's how we do it here now.
Yeah. What are 3 foundational elements every person must clarify before they try gaining visibility?
Oh my God. Why are they doing it? What do they really want from it? And how much are they willing to risk or lose in order to get it?
What would you say is the most important one, like the foundational one of those 3?
Knowing why you're really doing it.
The why. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So many people think it's because they're helping people. It's not always that. And I don't care the answer.
But you got to come to me with something.
But don't pretend that you really just want to help people when you just really want to be famous.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some bullshit right there.
That is some tasty bullshit, right? Because then that's a different campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to know.
Call me after, like, my phone after September 11th rang and rang. And they're like, I just feel like I need to be. And I'm like, and then there were some I was like, totally, I get it, right? And then there were some and I was like, ugh.
Can you smell the bullshit right away? Is your bullshit meter that good?
So good. And I'm so close to the towers in New Jersey that there were ashes coming down. And I was like, you're an ass.
Yeah.
You know what? Shut up. Like, you're just a jerk. So I said, good day. You know what I mean? I just was like, no, you don't need, I don't know. I can't even think of the obnoxiousness. That wasn't even their grief counselors. Fine. Yes, please. Nurses, first responders. Yes, yes. Come on, everybody. Bring it on. Bring it on. Adult coloring books. I'm kidding. But it was something like
ridiculous.
That. Like lawn fertilizer. I don't know. I'm kidding. But it was
There's
random.
not some tasty bullshit.
It was not tasty. It just was random and nervy, and I was offended.
Yeah. Were you very upfront and blatant with them? Come on. Are you fucking kidding me?
I have class.
I know you do.
Just not on this show. But I just was like, I just don't think that'll work. Or if I knew it was like really stinky, then I was like, great. I'm like, this is awesome. Okay, great. So we're running a special, $37,000 for 2 weeks. And they're like, what? But I'm trying to help. I'm like, me too. I just messed with them that way.
I love that.
And then half of them wanted me to just pitch it for free.
Yeah, I am here to be in and of service to you completely. Your idea is so brilliant. Just don't have time for that shit.
I just want people to be good people.
That's all. It's not very hard.
It's not a lot.
For some it is, though. For some it's hard, but it isn't a lot to ask at all.
If you're going to call me, just be a decent person.
Yeah, exactly.
Sass, great. Have a little edge, awesome. But just
don't be an asshole.
Don't be an ass.
How do you recommend people build credibility when they don't yet have the big platform or the recognition that they think they need?
So that's a brick by brick, right? I think that you need to start building community. So I'm writing a book right now called Chasing Pretty. It's more of a memoir, so I don't need the credibility. I just need to have really lived through the crazy stories I'm about to tell. But what I think I know I am doing is I am producing content that has nothing to do with getting in the media, has nothing to do with PR or marketing. If everybody goes, and please do, by the way, on Instagram, it's Saxton Erin. On TikTok, I think it's Erin Saxton 3. I don't know, whatever. Who are the first 2? That's what I want to know. And then you'll see all my videos are about me authentically being kooky.
Yeah.
Or thinking out loud. I'm very I Love Lucy meets observational, because that's going to be my book. What was I thinking when the girl, the reason why I didn't do Howard Stern, because I was like, he's going to think I'm fat.
Right.
I'm not hot enough to go on Howard Stern for my internship. That's in the book, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. Like, I'm not pretty enough. If you're going to go and do that, then you got to play that game.
Yeah.
Like, I was already there thinking that. It's a shame, but
It
I was.
is.
Yeah. So I'm building. So I've lost over 100 pounds myself, but I've tried the gastric. I can talk about every diet and surgery over the last whatever years. And so I'm just going to be building community around it, not because I think people need to lose weight, but just because it's about living life at whatever weight you're at. And I just talk my way through it. And so that's chasing pretty. Because to me, if anybody was thinner than me, they were prettier than me.
Right.
You could have a face for radio, but if you were a size 6 jeans, you were prettier than me.
Wow.
Yeah. You could have been like a meth head with no teeth.
Meth mouth.
You were prettier than me. If you were a size 10, at that time I was a 14. I got up to a 26W.
What?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. My resting weight was 250. Yeah. I'm now 126.
Holy shit. So
Yeah.
when is the book supposed to come out? Do you have any idea when it's supposed to come
Oh
out?
my gosh. It was supposed to come out years ago. No one is better at delaying this than I.
So why the delay?
Because it's painful to write.
How far along in the writing process are you?
I've written all my chapters
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just now going back and oomping them. And I
Mhm.
want to go after maybe a big boy publisher at
Mhm.
first. See, I don't know. With my resume, I'm thinking maybe a big boy publisher would like me.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of self-published friends,
Mhm.
and I know they would treat me like so beautifully. So it's what experience do I want to have? I'm not sure. So
Yeah.
who knows? But I'm delaying it. It's so painful.
Mhm.
This isn't, and I'm sitting at the end of it. I'm telling you right now, there's no white. Do you see the white horse? There's no happily ever after. I'm doing great, but I'm not a thong model or anything.
Who
if you haven't
cares?
noticed. But again, I think by me telling these stories,
Mhm.
and I mentioned I'm in front of celebrities, and I mentioned I name all the names, and I think maybe I would have liked to read a book like this.
Mhm.
Because I know how people, even if you're wrestling with the same 10 pounds on and off again, you're in a cycle that you can't break free from. And I get that. And yet we need food to live. It's not like we can just go cold turkey. That's a head game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So we have to eat the thing that is causing us the most disturbance in our body. And then we feel like we're punishing ourselves if it's not the decadent. It's so mental. But I can talk for hours about it.
That's what the book's for.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
If someone wants to pitch themselves to media, podcast partnerships, what makes the difference between being ignored and being invited?
So if they want you, they'll definitely reply back. You need to send it to make sure the right person is getting the pitch.
Mhm.
Really do your research when approaching that person, even if it's an influencer, like really look at even if you're just DMing them, and then follow up a few times. And after that, you need to be declined gracefully, and silence could be a decline. So you don't want to be weird about it. And if people really like you, then they should be asking for you.
Yeah.
It's one of those forms you have to fill out and you don't really know where it goes. It's like into the abyss.
Mhm.
I don't really know where they go. So I don't know if they're ever really read or not. Somebody's supposed to read them, but an intern, how are they supposed to know what, I don't know. If you see anything interesting, let me know. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really great training. But
Very helpful.
Thank you so much. Really good. So it's like that. But yeah, it's like you just have to know, you have to have good manners. You have to have a little assertiveness.
Mhm.
And if the media does say, you know what, call me back next Wednesday, call them back next Wednesday. A lot of people love that little dopamine hit and feeling hope. And so next Wednesday shows up, but they're not ready to get turned down. So they push it off because that feeling is so cushy and warm.
Yeah.
Right. But then after a while, the person who told you to call back next Wednesday will forget. They'll probably even forget you by next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they say Wednesday, you call Wednesday. You say, hey, we spoke last week and you asked me to call on Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. What about reaching out to influencers? Is there one better than the other in terms of email versus social media? I know on social media, a lot of these people who have more followers, they have gatekeepers that manage their accounts. So what is a better approach in your opinion?
If they have a gatekeeper in social, they'll have a gatekeeper probably in email, like whatever. I personally, but I'm a brat, I just DM them. And if it's a gatekeeper, I just acknowledge, hi, gatekeeper. Like so it's just a matter of short and sweet, getting to the point. And then that's when they're going to quickly look you up.
Yeah.
So your socials, your website, that you have to look good.
Yeah. That's your ticket.
Yeah. And you have one shot.
Yeah.
They're going to give you 8 seconds.
Holy shit. What is one question you believe every person should ask themselves before they pursue being seen, followed, or listened to?
Am I being authentic? Am I stealing anybody's material and saying it's mine? Am I fooling myself? Make sure you're showing up for the right reasons. And I'd like to think everyone is. But just get real about what it is. Like really look at that baby of yours. Is it pretty?
Yeah.
What I would do is before everybody goes out, I would have 30 people, strangers, friends of friends can ask strangers and they say, go to these 3 locations, fill out this form, find out what people really think about your brand.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's good.
It's honest feedback.
You got to know.
Yeah.
What is this person saying? What kind of expert is this person? Oh, she's a gardener. No, she's a life coach that talks about space. What? You know what I mean? Like there's crazy disconnects sometimes. So it's like that. And so it doesn't have to take these people a long time, and then just give them a $5 gift card or something as a thank you. Like such a great way to guerrilla market a think tank and then you say, okay, here it is. Then you look at your stuff through their eyes and then you go, oh, all right. And there's some stuff that you're like, whatever, I'm not going to listen to that. Yeah. But then there could be 3 things there that aren't tough to fix. But if they're all thinking it, the media, somebody's going to be thinking it.
For sure.
Yeah.
What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
Oh, my personality.
Oh, for sure. 1000%. That's a given. I don't even know why I asked that question. That was a silly question.
My brain, how it processes and how it comes out of my mouth. So I don't know if that's all personality or whatever, but it has gotten me into and out of many things.
I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's something, but that's what I would say my superpower is, because I put it to use for clients and it usually helps people.
Oh my, I love talking to you, Erin. You are so much fun.
You are so much fun.
How do you define success?
I don't know.
Do you feel successful right now at this point?
I don't like to judge myself. I always try to be very like low key. I've never thought of anything about myself like that. I'm not negative against myself. I know I'm smart. I have a great personality. So I just don't think that way. So success for myself is meeting goals for a client, having an amazing son who's healthy and well-adjusted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Success just changes all the time.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's like such a judgmental word for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't live in the negative, but I don't hang out in the I'll believe it's positive. If it's up, it's going down. If it's down, it's going up.
Yeah. Okay.
So success is remembering that, I guess.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Just believing in yourself, giving yourself permission that you know what you're speaking about from your heart. And if it feels true, as long as you deliver it nicely and hopefully helping people, that to me is empowerment.
Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions just be 2, 3, 4 word answer type thing. Okay.
Okay.
What is your favorite way to celebrate?
Eating.
One word to describe your 2025.
Tumultuous.
If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
To tie a cherry stem with your tongue.
That is a skill set. That's for sure. One book that changed your life.
Great Gatsby. Or A Woman of Substance.
Okay. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Making them smile.
What is one thing you love about yourself that is not related to your physical appearance?
The way my brain works and processes and my vulnerability.
One word that defines the woman you are becoming.
Resilient.
That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I created a bonus question for you. What is one habit, ritual, or practice that has been a game changer in your personal growth?
So every morning I take my friend's, she creates essential oils, and I put them on, I pick one randomly. I put it on my wrist right here. I do this and I smell it and I breathe it in. And then I like do this because I like make sure I like give haircuts to anything that's, I do this, I do, and then I cover myself. I do this and I'm thinking this is a big saran wrap. And I'm just like being that hamster in that ball. And I'm covering. And then I like finally this and I lift it up and I put it in a bow. And then I do that. And then I have coffee. And then I listen to Morning Ground by Tom Lenoble.
How do you get the coffee through the saran wrap?
Yeah, it's John Travolta, Boy in the Bubble, back in the day, taught me how to poke holes.
Okay.
In it. Yeah. And I just do that. Yeah. And then I drink the coffee and I listen to Morning Ground with Tom Lenoble, who is amazing.
Okay. If you could step into my shoes, what is one question you would have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
How are you not a stripper?
How are you not a stripper? How is that even possible?
Right? I know.
Yeah, exactly. Or a thong model.
I just got tired of guys giving me dollars and asking for all those quarters back. Just was annoying. So like the change bags, like it started to hurt my back, but that's what I would have asked.
All right.
So I thought that was pretty obvious.
If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be?
Harriet Tubman.
Okay. Why? Why
I've
Harriet?
always been so intrigued by her. I love her.
Okay.
So brave, so smart. I just have always been intrigued by her.
Okay. What is your why, Erin? We talked about people knowing their whys, having their whys. What is your why?
I'm supposed to try to figure out ways to get to know or get my personality out to as many people in the world as possible. Not because I think I'm like this gift, but because I think I trip up stairs and I'm relatable. And if I can help people in my dorkiness, then somebody else will know they're not alone.
I love that. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Run!
Run toward what you're supposed to be doing.
No, ask if I was adopted. Search harder for the papers. No, I'm kidding. I think I would tell myself just to be a little more confident and a little more secure. There's these kids in the movies now, and they're always that one character that they're the outlier. And then I wish I could have been a little more like that.
The outlier.
Just questioning more. Not defiant, but like I was a good girl. When my parents said no, I listened.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Because you're a good girl.
Yeah, but it's carried through. And so there's certain things where I could have still been a good girl, but then found other ways to express myself or go ahead and do that or travel more or whatever, not just plant it down in Jersey. So
lastly, Erin, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart? Can't wait to hear this.
My last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I thought actually I was giving my last 30 seconds this October to my son because I almost died.
Oh.
And yeah, so it went something like this. I love being your mom. I'm so proud of you. You can't use me possibly dying as an excuse for why you're not achieving what you're supposed to achieve. I'm always going to be near you and watching you. And then I said, except when you're having sex or showering. And then they wheeled me into the emergency room.
And
I left it like that.
Wow.
I won't see you naked, not even having sex. That would have been the last thing. Had I not made it through that surgery, that would have been the last thing he heard.
Thank goodness you did make it through, and you are here to be the mother you are for your son. You're here for this amazing interview and conversation. And I have a new friend in you. So
yes,
I'm grateful you made it through.
Thank you very much.
Erin, thank you so much for taking and making the time to be here. I have so enjoyed every moment of this conversation. You are an absolute blast. You are a beautiful, bright light who truly is doing incredible work. I am so in awe of the way you run your business and how you are so committed to helping people and not doing what so many others out there would be doing. I think it's absolutely incredible and so admirable. Truly.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And thanks for everybody watching and listening in. I can't wait to get to know everyone.
Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest has been Erin Saxton. She is a woman who is a highly sought after Emmy-nominated TV producer, PR expert, media executive who takes companies, products, and people to the #1 spot. She's the founder of 11 Communications. Thank you so much, Erin. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Same to you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca. Follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.